Hey Kevin, what's going on? Tarang here.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. How's it going?
Doing okay so far.
Awesome. So Kevin, I appreciate you taking the time to book the meeting for us to chat. Wanted to get an idea of maybe where you wanted to kind of talk about. I'm happy to tell you a little bit about what we do, and I would be very interested in figuring out more about yourself. I'm assuming you probably got my LinkedIn invite, um, or rather the message.
Correct.
So yeah, do you want to maybe tell me more about, is it Zoom Town?
Yes.
Cool.
Well, Zoomtown, I mean, um, right now, I was laid off from Quad Graphics about 2 months ago due to the COVID slowdowns. So I've just been looking for work. I also do own my own business already. It's a comic book and board game shop here in Mason, Ohio.
Okay.
And
It's in
I had been
it's
at
in Ohio. Sorry, you said it's in Ohio?
Mason, Ohio, yes.
Okay. Awesome. So wow, so you used to work at Quad, you have your own small business now, comic book shop, and you're looking for, obviously I'm guessing, more ways to increase top line revenue for your business.
No, the business is more of a hobby thing, to be honest. I started it close to 8 years ago now. I worked for Cengage Learning and Quad Graphics for a combined nearly 23 years. Just the way that the industry had been moving, I knew that I was never going to be retiring from that place. So the business was kind of started as is kind of a plan B, just in case. We're profitable, but we're not really profitable enough where I can just say, you know what, this is all I'm going to do. So,
Sure. Totally get it.
so I'm definitely looking. Yeah, and the big problem is health insurance right now. Is the thing that's kind of keeping me looking for like a regular 9 to 5 sort of job.
So health insurance is super important to you, or is that like your
It
big thing
is,
right now
yes.
you're looking for?
I mean, it's a definite major consideration, yes.
If you were able to get compensated through some sort of structured commission model, would that work with health insurance, or are you receptive to working on some sort of structured earnout? Like, 'cause I want to talk to you about a real life like situation that I think is extremely relatable to what you just told me based on you being at Quad. So I'd like to kind of explain that to you, but I just want to be candid so I'm not wasting your time, right? In that,
Right.
before we kind of get into depth and I share with you kind of what it is we do, I just want to understand your personal kind of professional desire, and then I'll tell you where I think there's a fit, right? Um,
Okay.
so, so health insurance, you are comfortable with, I'm assuming, commercial printing, web, sheet fed, short run, digital, all of it, or what were you specializing in?
I was actually on the client side, so I wasn't actually working with the printing presses. I was servicing a client, basically working in purchasing, cutting purchase orders. Before that, when I was working with Cengage, I was working with the printers. So realistically, I know, about the processes and how they work and whatnot, but I'm not actually, operated a printing press.
Got it. So, and that's great. So I think that experience is extremely relatable. So if I had, like, for example, a request where I say, hey, I want you to source like this particular USB drive, and let's say it's branded or something. I know that that's not print,
Right.
but it's promo, but you would be able to figure out what vendor Quad would be using,
Yes.
sending it to that Quad facility, issue PO, then and you were doing it for other reps, or were
Well,
you the rep yourself?
what happened was Cengage Learning, and they specialize in educational textbooks. They did some other non-print sort of deals, but that's primarily where they were. I also worked in the K through 12 market, so we did a lot of rather complex packages like accounting simulations and things. So I was getting items from all over the place to get to one
Consolidating
location,
them. Got it.
so it could all be
Consolidating,
assembled
blending
and.
stuff, matching out all the documents, then packing, pulling them out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I was instructing whichever vendor, this is how you assemble it. We was involved with some, like, the direction of like the the overall design of the boxes, that sort of thing. I worked in that, so we were kind of instrumental in getting the stamping dies created and all that sort of thing. But yes, I mean, if I had to, yes, I would go out, find vendors, say, hey, can you do this? Cut the purchase order, monitor the orders. I had less experience with China, but although we did do some work there, just a lot of my products, we did a lot of work with China, but my products that I worked on did not really meet the criteria to print in China very frequently. So I have less experience with that, but I've dealt with it and done overseas shipping on occasion.
Would you be open? I mean, so you've already ventured in the path of starting your own business, right? In this case,
Yes.
for the comic book shop, you had to register LLC, you had to lease a
Yes.
space, you've done all that stuff, and now you're managing your own books, so you're on QuickBooks and all that sort of stuff, or what?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'm doing all of my accounting and all that sort of thing. I actually set up a instead of using QuickBooks, I actually set up a rather cohesive Excel spreadsheet that I keep track of everything on.
Awesome.
Which might be more work than QuickBooks, but I'm a bit more comfortable with it. So
it's smart. Let me do this. So I'm going to play this quick video for you. It's like 54 seconds, and then we'll just talk through this a little bit. Let me know if this resonates with you, and then I'll kind of explain to you very quickly how the model is structured. And it's very straightforward.
Okay.
I think you'll find this to be pretty informative. So just a second.
Okay.
Business environment. Being flexible is extreme.
Let me just share my screen. Let me know if you can see it.
Nothing yet. Oh, there we go.
In evaluating the current business environment, being flexible is extremely important. And that's why we at Optimark have built a purposely remote structure for our franchisees and team members to support over 50,000 square feet of production capacity to handle the most challenging projects in printing, promotional products like mugs, apparel, pens, and digital marketing services. How do we do this? It's simple. Unlike traditional brick-and-mortar concepts, we built a very easy-to-use online tool that makes your ordering and order lifecycle simple, straightforward, and doesn't require you to invest thousands, if not millions of dollars on additional equipment for projects that aren't a good fit. With our global support team, we've been able to successfully reduce management costs in a traditional print marketing-related business and increase the bottom line for business owners. Interested in more? Visit us at optimark.com.
So now imagine this. Imagine you had the ability to become the main salesperson at Quad, but yet maintain the equity in your business, right? In that right now, this comic book shop is your baby. If you can get the sales up in there, you're going to get a multiple. And when you sell it, you're at least going to sell the business with some asset. Whereas if you're strictly an employee at a company, right, you can get paid, but there's no long-term quote unquote equity in that. And I understand right now, like fiscally, you're looking for more cash flow because just the nature of where things are. I get it. You're in a tough business as it is. Then in the printing side, that's your experience. So you want to find a lightweight product that can allow you to grow. So from the convenience of your own home or even at the office you're at now, what I'm proposing is using our platform to help you run your business. So as a printer or even as a promotional products person, I feel strongly in three main products that are going to add value to the types of businesses that order what we want. One is commercial printing. So within commercial printing, I'm talking packaging, signage, short run, digital, web, direct mail, signage, you name it, anything that's commercial print, we'll accommodate it. Number two is going to be promotional products. So if you see, we got print. Within the print section, you should be able to virtually find almost anything. Now, I'm not naive. I know that K through 12 work, that's all custom stuff that requires an estimator and proper estimating and speccing.
Correct.
So that's what I call a project. So you have four things. You're either a project, you either get a print request, a promo request, or a digital product request. So I'm just going to walk you through our deck and we'll kind of go back and forth. I'll tell you a little bit about the business and then you can kind of tell me if this resonates and then, and I'll answer any questions you have. So how familiar are you with like the franchise concepts out there? Like if you were at Quad, you familiar with like inner workings or did you deal with inner workings at all?
I did not. So I'm not familiar with them at all.
So in my opinion, the big wigs that are out there are like the Donnelly, the Quads, and like the Inner
Yep.
Workings. Inner Workings model was very similar to what we're trying to do in that we don't necessarily want our stakeholders, which in this case are salespeople or franchisees, forking up all the cost of the equipment. In terms of our service offering, here's what we're offering is commercial printing, digital marketing, packaging, wide format printing, promotional products, graphic design, websites, e-company stores, which is kind of our bread and butter and our kind of claim to fame. And then we do this all through that platform. So instead of owning a brick and mortar print shop or having a retail outlet at all, we try to just, make the entire experience as automated and online as possible, which is where the industry clearly is going. As you go
Right.
through this, a little bit about our team, I'll send you this deck right after this call, or John from our team will. But the analogy I'm looking to make with this business is I want to be innovative. I want to reinvent the traditional fragmentation of print. You have to go to 10 different vendors to figure out every little thing, and it's a frustrating process. So within a limited number of clicks, I'd like most people like yourself or myself that know how to manage customer service, know how to manage the purchase order process with the wholesaler or the vendor, and then issue the client the finished product with our markup. I'd like to make that ordering experience simpler. And so we want to become one of the industry leading printing and promotional products companies that doesn't actually own any of the equipment. Now, how do we make the lives easier of our salespeople or franchisees? So we have offices in India. In India, they take care of artwork prep, portal development, proofing, order status tracking, order entry, accounts payable, accounts receivable, a lot of the things that are tying up your time where you're spending time on modeling out that Excel sheet. Those are things that we've already pre-set up for you. So it's cookie cutter and easy to get to work, right? And that's the advantage of having someone there as a support structure to help grow your business. Now, I'll tell you the difference between being a franchise owner and being an independent contractor. Right away, your experience at Quad and your experience of running your own business is the reason that I want to be on this call with you today. We have a very limited number of people we accept into our franchise institution or even within our corporate sales rep commission model. And so what we do is you can either own your own business or you can get paid out in the form of a commission. So we offer two different ways where you say, look, I'm not ready to necessarily become a franchise owner just yet. If we then qualify you, you can become a commission sales rep within our organization. And immediately, what do you get? So as a commission salesperson within our organization, we immediately will give you leads. We'll give you our software. We're going to give you all the tools and ammunition you need to go out there and effectively sell the different products and services we have. And we do this with a lot of support. And some of the support strategy we have allows you to have key schedules, documents, and files. And then this visual will kind of share with you some of the problems we solve. So let's say a company has 15 locations and they're ordering promotional products and print, and they need to be able to distribute it. Just like what you were doing at Quad, we would send that order to one of our warehouses or our third-party warehouses. They would need to receive the goods. They need to probably collate them, mix them, mingle them, and then send the finished goods out. What we do is we simplify that process by making the ordering experience very straightforward, where the supply chain and vendor selections narrow down. Same thing with the technology. And then we try to bring in people like yourself or myself that have a background in this business through experienced product knowledge. And this makes us capable of quickly finding the right people that can help grow. Now, here's a huge advantage of what we do that no one else is doing. We take the specific niche. Let's say yours is Ohio, and you want to conquer the market for Ohio when it relates to flexible packaging, short-run digital, signage, whatever you're interested in, comfortable selling. We're actively going to go out there and get leads for you. We're actively going to do outreach for you. We're actually going to do LinkedIn campaign outreach. So it's no news to you. I found you through LinkedIn. I didn't find you through LinkedIn through just figuring it out randomly. I knew that I wanted someone that had experience in the printing industry that would be a viable candidate for our product. And that's how I was able to connect. And the same thing would apply with your outreach when you're reaching out to end decision buyers of the products and services that we'd sell. We have all the horsepower now to not just be a printer. we are a brand management company. So when people say, what does that mean? What does it mean to be a brand management company? We say, look, we sell print, we sell promotional products, and we sell digital marketing services all under one roof. What does that mean? Well, we'll be able to effectively manage your brand, whether it's online or offline. We think that we should be able to be value add service providers for these clients that we deal with. And these are the exact services that we've cherry picked, and we've spent a lot of time, effort, and hard work to build out the right infrastructure to integrate a lot of the digital services under the solution. Okay. Then from there, this is the platform that I was just showing you. And very quickly, I can just walk you through the tool and the benefits of how powerful it is, but it'll allow you to run your entire business with a limited number of clicks. And that's the difference between how we sell in a traditional brick and mortar print shop sells. So let's say you go shopping for your client. Let's say your client's a real estate company and they need brochures and business cards and flyers and banners. You would go and cherry pick each and every single one of the items that you'd want on their storefront. And then our portal development team will build out the storefront for all those automated orders to just come through. So what you do is you deliver your end client, instead of telling them that you're going to print something for 10 cents cheaper, the value you're adding is by saying, hey, look, we have a completely custom branded storefront experience that's going to add value for your business. Now, a little bit about our support. Peter, who runs our revenue team, him and his department are going to be capable of helping you set up all of the collateral you need to kind of be top of mind to prospective clients, whether they're in Ohio or anywhere else in the country, to help build that business. We have a full order processing team overseas in India. As I mentioned, they take care of a lot of the remedial management work that needs to get done. Full training, full scope of training. We'd meet with you in person. We'd also do virtual training to get you fully set up. Now, there's two ways to do this. Either we pay you commission or you buy your own franchise. If you buy your own franchise, you own 100% of the company, you pay a standard 8% royalty. And that's very common. So if you look at any of the competitors in the market right now, you'll find out it's a very common practice. We've tried to make it stupid simple. So the franchise fee, because of COVID, for experienced and qualified people, we're asking $25,000, but we're saying, we'd ask for $5,000 up front, and then the remaining $20,000 over the next 3 years, so that you can appropriately finance this without necessarily going heavily out of pocket. Now, I understand that a lot of people right now are strapped for cash, given whatever's going on, right? So in that scenario, if you would like to walk before you run, we will be willing to underwrite certain qualified reps that we would pay a commission of 35% of the profit on any job that they put through our system. So it's either you get 100% ownership of your business and you pay a royalty, or you can get paid on a commission, and it's a very aggressive commission that we pay out at 35%. This way, if you want to do business with us, and we'd love to see if there's an opportunity here, it gives you both options to decide, and you don't need to make a decision to become a franchisee right away. But as a business owner who already owns your own business right now, and because you have this experience at Quad, I don't know, I think this would be definitely something that you could consider. That would be a very long-term viable option for you. So now I'm just going to jump back into the system real quick, but test me. I want you to test drive this thing. What do you want to source? Give me any print product you can think of.
Let's just say business cards.
All right. So there's two ways to look at business cards. I could go to promotional products right now, search for them, and I want to get a range. So now business cards, obviously there's so many different stocks, sizes, weights, measures. So you need to be able to accommodate that. So the quick way of looking through different business cards, you can see here, this one's just like a quick, easy buy, whatever. And this is a magnet style one. So it's a little bit expensive. So if I look here, this is a real estate business card, 2x3.5 stock, standard one. And that's what that is, but it's magnetic, but that's not what I want. So if I want a standard business card, I'd go to business cards here. I'd be able to immediately filter through in our filter status, the different stock options. So size, let's say it's 2x3.5, and I need to get a stock. Here are 6, 7 different standard stock options we have readily available. So let's say it's a 16-point C1S. They could filter through that, and we can see the different types of prices. So if I filter through here and I get a horizontal card, it's full color front and back. And let's say I want to run 1,000 of them. and I want to be able to get it next day turn, we have multiple production facilities all over the country that will be able to facilitate ground next day. So in this case, the card's 2506. You're getting 1,000 cards, 16 point C2S. It's printed offset. Now, if I add my client information and I want to ship to them, it'll give me even the shipping allocation as well. So let's just say I want to send this to, hypothetically, this San Francisco address. It'll right away give me the fact that there's no shipping on this. It's ground set. So for $25 cost, I'm getting my business cards and I can process that right through this system and generate my client an estimate. So what this estimate does is automatically you can download the estimate, go to your client, say, look, here's a quote for 25, for their business cards. Here's the item, here's the information, and boom, you're out the door. So that's kind of what this system will do. It'll do it for print. It'll do it for promotional products. It'll do it for digital marketing as well. And I think that if you're interested in something like this, you could be able to essentially run your entire business from here. And then when you identify the products that your clients are interested in ordering, we'd set up a customized storefront like this, where they can go in and have all of their merchandise in one place and then be able to systematically order virtually anything that they're looking for.
Okay.
So I'll stop there and just kind of learn more about yourself. I mean, can you tell me more about what it is you're looking for? What kind of brought you here? What is it right now that's your biggest pain point? Because I definitely think that, we can certainly help here because you're pretty far along in knowing, what steps are needed to be taken to get to financial freedom at least.
Right. I think, I think this was a curiosity, trying to figure out what type of business you do. It's definitely intriguing, and I definitely want to learn more. I definitely would like to read through the packet and whatnot that you're going to send. Because right now I've been sending resumes out, and it's going through and trying to land job interviews while COVID's going on. It's been a little weird. So I'm definitely looking at whatever options are available.
But so my question is, and this is more of a personal question, right? When you decided to open up the comic shop, were you looking to free up your time so you were going to get financial independence, or what was the main objective there?
The main objective, I think, was to get to financial independence eventually. I knew that it wasn't going to be freeing up my time. It's, running this is, even though it's a hobby, it's, my weekends are basically not free,
And then you're there. Are you there? It looks like you're there now. So you're there 9 to 5.
I am there now. Yes. We're actually closed on Mondays, so it was a good opportunity to sit down. And I had other errands to run, so I just popped over here for the Zoom call.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you're closed on Mondays, but the rest of the week you're open.
We are, yes.
So now, do you have any other employees that are there? Because how are you going to intend on having the shop open and having a full-time job?
I do have employees. They basically run things during the daytime hours when I was working regular daytime jobs. So that's really not an issue at all.
So,
but it does take up my evenings. It does take up my weekends quite often.
So I'm still trying to understand. Obviously, you're looking, which I get it, because I know, Kevin, it's a tough market out there. So if you're going to look for another job, my question is at Quad, do you have relationships with any of those accounts at all? Did you sign a non-compete? What was your terms of the employment there?
I'm not under a non-compete clause. Basically, the non-disclosure agreement just says I can't speak negatively about them, and that's about it.
So then my question is what if we work
together? I can't divulge any trade secrets.
So that's pretty like clear, right? So if you ask yourself, if that business is out there and there's potentially your ability to get in the ear of the buyer, and if you're able to get on the phone with them and spec out stuff, I'm very confident that if we're able to understand apples to apples estimates for pre-existing work that's there. Starting immediately wherever you live in Ohio, whether it's a small business, it's healthcare, it's industrial, it's whatever vertical you're comfortable with, we can start doing sales and marketing to that audience, immediately, right? We can start helping you build your own book of business under the franchise tag. Now, what I'm asking for is I want full commitment, right? Or I need some like legway. And since you're already owning your own business, if you were interested in knowing like what our unit economics are, I'll send this to you right after the call, which is our FTD. So our FTD, basically, it'll tell you on the item 19 how we did last year and what the cost is. Like I said, what's the cost to get in? Our typical margin for print and promo, it's about 35 to 40%. So if you ask yourself, like, I don't know what kind of business you were managing there, but we have a franchisee right now that's left, and it's affiliated with another one of these big, very large companies, and as a captive book of business. They think that about 30% or so of that business they're going to be able to convert and bring it over. And in the meantime, we're going to start actively doing outreach to all the existing clients and support, areas where they're comfortable selling. So if you say, hey, look, Tarang, I am comfortable selling this product. I know what the products are. I know what the demand is for the product. We can actively start teeing up sales, leads, appointments, and you just need to get on the phone and really just do a proper consultation about what it is that they're looking to procure.
Okay. I'm definitely interested. I definitely would like to look through any literature you have, and try to come to make a decision in that way. It's just the way I process things.
Of course. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand your current situation, right? Because if you get a job and you're looking for that health insurance thing, I get that. Like,
well, if I did
like,
this,
I'm curious, what you want, right? If you take your next 1, 3, 5, 10 years, right? I don't even know how old you are, right? But I'm 33. I'm looking to build this business. I want to get at least 75 to 100 franchisees to join our organization. We're a new concept. We want people like yourself that have a ton of experience in this industry that are willing to teach, mentor, and grow out not only their own independent book of business, but the network. And that's really what we need. And so.
Right. If I did this, I would not be looking for another job. This would become my day job, so to speak.
So let's talk about your cash flow at the books. Like right now, I'm guessing because you're not at Quad, right? And you have this book, the comic book shop. Your only stream of income at the moment, I'm guessing, is the bookstore, right?
That is correct.
So if you even walk me through some numbers right now, okay, I need to get X a month. I can at least guide you into telling you, here's how many sales you need to pay you that amount, right? Just so you at least can benchmark your kind of trajectory. But if I know, okay, Tarang, I'm not passionate about what I'm interested in doing. I want to do X. I'm not sure where I think the biggest pain point right now for you is you need more cash, cash quickly. Cash flow is king. So if cash flow is the king, with us, we could start doing direct sales virtually automatically. You know this business already. And so it's a matter of just selling it the way Optimark sells it versus Quad. And that is just going to require, a little bit of just change here and there, but the product knowledge is right there. You're going to know what a 100-pound gloss cover is. You're going to know the difference.
Correct.
These things I'm sure you're going to know. So if there's a willingness to just, all right, say, okay, look, I have enough runway for the next 2 or 3 months to bet on myself, then, we're not asking you for $100,000 to join our system. It's literally $5,000. Right? So if you put the $5,000 in, you maintain full equity in your company. And I think that because you already own your other business, it makes a ton of sense. You could still receive your mail and everything at this location. There's nothing stopping you. I mean, how big is this shop right now that you have?
We are about 2,000 square feet.
Okay. So that's pretty big, right? So if you,
yes.
Yeah. So if you have that space, I'm just saying there's a lot of things we could do, right? Where you could immediately have presence. We're already a non-registration state in Ohio, so we could file relatively quickly. And I want to know if this is something, to me, I'm passionate about finding ways to do something more effectively. The problem we're solving for buyers is that we just give them a customized online ordering experience, and we save them a ton of money by not having massive overhead expenses like the equipment or the labor here for that matter. They get a very experienced person like yourself servicing them. And then we offshore a lot of the processing of the POs and work to our operations team in India. And it just makes it for a very lucrative, just business. There's not a lot of risk. We're not taking on a lot of stress. We have software and we have really good people. And between those two things, it makes things happen efficiently for the client, which is what we're trying to just continue to enhance. And so between that online ordering platform and the portals and your existing knowledge base, and the fact you already own a business, I think that there's just a lot to look at. I'll send you that information over. And then do you want to maybe connect? I don't know. I think if you can look through it and if I could have some of our management team on the next call, just to answer any questions you have, I think it'd be appropriate because I think it'd be nice for you to connect with and just get to know some of the other members on our team as well.
Sure. That'd be fine.
You tell me, what works best for you later this week? I can send out an invite, and then right after this call, I'm going to send you over a non-disclosure agreement, and then I'm going to just send you all the documents. You'll get videos, you'll get the brochure, you'll get the franchise disclosure document. If you have a pen and paper handy, just do me a favor and write this down. If you were going to buy a McDonald's or a Burger King, they're going to send you a very similar thing called a franchise disclosure document. It's an FDD.
Correct.
If you decide to want to own your own business with us, again, we'd set it up for you and everything, and you need to sign the FDD. And that FDD, there's an item 6, an item 7, and an item 19. So I want you to just go through those 3 documents, the 6, 7, 19. The 19 is going to give you all the financial information you're going to want to know. And the item 6 and the 7 are really going to tell you about the cost of starting up the business and what it really takes. Just so you know, when you look at those numbers, for a limited number of franchisees we have right now, we're doing this financing option, which I told you is we would only ask you for $5,000 up front instead of paying out the entire initial franchise fee. If you're not comfortable with that, I need you to know that we are ready to pay 35% of the profit on any job out as commission as an alternative, should you get selected into the program.
Okay.
And if you're interested in kind of having that secondary call, you let us know. I think Wednesday and Thursday this week would be best. If you want to plan maybe for the same time on Wednesday or Thursday, I can have John from our team send out an invite.
Yeah, that would work. Mornings would actually be better. But that would also work.
What time are you thinking either day?
9 or 10 in the morning would be fine. If that's too early, then we can arrange another time.
You're on Eastern time?
We are on Eastern time, yes.
Okay, perfect. So John, can you just make sure you send a invite out after this for 10 a.m. Eastern, either Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Either day is fine.
Great. So want to do this. I'm going to, if you want after, John will follow up. I'll send you my cell phone number as well. And Kevin, if you have any questions, just ask me, and I'll be more than happy to just walk you through any questions and, just call, so if you have any questions about what it is or, what the FTD has, just please feel free to ask. I'd be happy to answer that for you.
I absolutely will.
Great. Well, really appreciate it, and look forward to speaking to you later this week. And like I said, if you have any questions, let us know. I'll have some other people from our management team then on that call.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Good.
Look forward to connecting soon.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
You too. Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.